Oh, damn. We're in trouble now. Hello and welcome back to another episode of We're in Trouble Now. And you know what? We've been kind of staying out of trouble.
Yeah.
You know?
This is our fourth podcast in a row consecutively. Mm-hmm. We've gone back to back to back to back.
Yes.
And we still have things to talk about. Brandon, I want to talk to you.
What?
About things. Mom?
Yes.
You're okay. Brandon?
What?
Nothing.
Well,
But no, it's
Okay, I tried to give Robert an
friendship edamame bean from her hand as if I was like this iguana. She comes into my room after how many times on this podcast has she been like, I'm going to respect your space?
Yeah.
Was
all
like,
the
you know
time.
what? It's different when I have edamame in my hand. Walks into my room,
No,
presents
and when you
the
say
edamame.
room, no, let's make this very clear. You
Okay.
were in your office because
Okay.
we already know that you're...
Did I sleep? Okay, every
Yes.
time I'm in my room, I am not naked. I just want to point that out.
I don't
too.
go anywhere near your room.
Okay, that's fine.
You're in your office.
So I'm in my office. Mom comes in. She's like, you know what? Personal boundaries, what are those? Offers me an edamame. Just like, there's only like two beans in her
There were
hand.
two. One for you, one
so
for
she
me.
offers me a friendship edamame. And she goes, would you like a friendship edamame? Now, at no point have I ever been like, you know what I'm craving right now? Some Jonesin for some just pure edamame beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
and then
was
she made me 5 quesadillas last night.
Why?
because well, for one thing,
I had so much food yesterday.
yeah.
Well, it's good.
Because I started making myself dinner. I made myself a little quesadilla for dinner, and Robert walks by. He's like, that looks pretty good. So,
No, I walked
so
in.
You made
I
yourself,
walked in and I was like, okay, I'll make a couple. And so I made like 3.
Yeah.
And then I was still hungry, so I had an extra. So I think I had about 4 or 5.
Yeah, and I asked you to do something on my computer.
Nope. So you asked me to sign into the HBO Max
Yeah,
on the TV.
And you're all like, I'll do that if you make me another
So
quesadilla.
for the 4th or 5th quesadilla, then I was like, you know what? Tummy kind of hurts.
I need somebody to bring me more food.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cheese.
Yeah, I had hot snakes.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, you know what? I retract my original opening line. I guess I'm constantly in trouble
We
now.
just do things that are unbehooving.
You know what? I'm goofy, and that's
Yeah.
just the way it is.
Yeah.
And you know what? Truthfully, I think most people would take a friendship edamame bean as a sign of...
Brandon, would you?
No.
No, me neither,
It
actually.
was a really cute... Well, I kind of thought about it because then after he denied it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, fine, I'll eat my own edamames. And I'm like eating it out of my own hand like a horse. I'm like...
Yep.
Did you even wash your hands?
Probably not.
That's what I thought.
And one time during the day.
Yeah.
Yep, nothing like right before I leave for England getting food poisoning
Yeah.
from
wouldn't have
mom's
been-
friendship edamame.
Fine.
I still think that should be a thing.
Friendship edamame?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
start a new trend.
And how would that be?
Just be like, hey, if you know what, if you have somebody that you want to be friends with, just go
Mm-hmm.
get like a package of frozen edamame and hand it to them. Just be like, hey, here,
Oh,
we're
so
friends.
like, okay, so here's the food. You have to do all the work and then eat it, and then we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a lot more work.
Sounds like a lot more work.
Hey, did you know? I was thinking about this the other day. I reached out to Lisa, my
Lisa,
friend.
yeah.
Lisa from
Yeah.
my friend, and well, there's been a couple of Lisas in my life, and some of them
a
haven't
pretty
been
popular
great.
name.
Yeah,
It's a very popular name.
and we started being friends when I was in the 8th grade,
Cool.
7th or 8th grade.
Okay. So
And
at the same time, Aryan and I were
Yeah.
friends.
And it's just kind of cool. I mean, we're 57 now, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of cool how, like, I was thinking how long we've known each other.
Yeah.
And I did ask her to go to coffee, and she denied me. So
Really?
maybe I need. Yeah, she's busy with her grandkids.
Okay.
But
There's more now?
Yeah, she has 2.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah. So maybe I think I should send her some friendship edamame.
I think
and
so.
solidify that friendship we
Yeah,
have.
I don't know how well it would be received, but I mean, there's
No.
definitely an effort that could be put forward.
Yeah.
I gave Aryan his birthday present yesterday.
How was it?
He was very high.
Well, yeah.
And so,
He's always very
so
high.
I gave him this really cool coffee mug that instead of the handle, it's a crimp from rock
Yeah.
climbing. So it looks really cool. And I re-gifted him a coffee, one of them.
Yeah, that was your Christmas
Kim
present
X,
I bought you.
Like coffee makers
Yeah.
and some filters. And so I gave it to him and he's like, whoa, dude. He was like, this is amazing. I was like, yeah, I figured, you can take this to Hawaii. Like you have a really nice little coffee maker for like impress guests. And he's like, this is totally cool. And then I gave him the coffee cup and he was like, ah, and he was like losing his mind, but he was like so stoned. He couldn't like articulate words.
No.
And he was like, this is perfect. He was like, I have one similar to this coffee maker, but it was too big. Hang on one second. So he runs into his garage, comes back out with a similar coffee maker that I gave him, but it was like 3 times as big and never been washed. So it was super, super dirty. And he was like, there you go, dude. Now we can be coffee brothers.
So he gives him the old dirty one.
He gives me the old dirty coffee maker and is like, there you go, dude. And I was like, thanks, but Aryan, you know.
Let me just toss that for you.
Yeah, and so I can't throw it away.
But so everybody, because not everybody knows Aryan, but for context, that's exactly how Aryan sounds every time you talk to Aryan.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds like the guy from
Fast Times at Ridgemont.
Yeah, what was his name? Spicoli, yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, so he's very articulate, but when he rips the weed, he talks very, like he elongates every word.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, no way, and like things like that. And like he's got a high laugh. He giggles a lot when he's high. He giggles. He's got 2 different laughs.
Yeah.
He's got a normal laugh and a giggle, like high laugh.
Yeah.
So I gave him that, and then he went camping, I guess, today. So I was supposed to meet his girlfriend who was from Hawaii. You have something on your nope. That's like right below your eye.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Wait, hey, just do this.
So he has a girlfriend again.
He's got a girlfriend again.
Oh, okay.
You know how what's her name? April was half Filipino, half white.
Yeah.
This girl is half Japanese, half white.
God damn, dude, he's the luckiest guy in the world.
Yeah, he's definitely got a type, but he's having a good time. I mean, I guess he just surfs and skateboards around with her, and so
that's dope.
You know, it's what you want in a girl.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Somebody to shred the gnar with.
So this chick's from Hawaii?
Yeah, I guess the chick is born in Hawaii. She like moved in Seattle for like a year or something, and then she's back in Hawaii.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope though.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been to Hawaii, so
you should come with me. Andrew and I were thinking about going. You should come with.
When?
I don't know. Maybe like late. I don't know actually, because I was gonna say late August, but I don't think it'll be. Maybe like sometime next year.
I was going to say you're pretty
busy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I might get LASIK.
Huh?
Yeah, I might get LASIK eye surgery.
Why?
Well, okay, so I had a hole in my retina.
Yeah.
And it turns out I had multiple holes,
Yeah.
and it's because I'm nearsighted, and it's just the way, you know, I was just born with it, thanks to mom. And he
You're
was
very
like,
welcome.
yeah,
for
he was
that.
just like, you know, you being nearsighted, it's deteriorating your eyes. You know, you're getting more holes, and so I'm wondering if LASIK. I want to talk to him. I have another appointment the day after I get back from England.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk to him and be like, yo, like if me being nearsighted is causing these holes in my retina, would me getting LASIK help?
Mm-hmm.
So I might go get LASIK.
Now, would he do the LASIK, or would you have to go to a different doctor for that?
I don't know, because he's a retina specialist. I don't know if he would do LASIK
Yeah.
eye surgery. If he doesn't, I'm sure he could recommend somebody who does.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really cool dude. He's maybe like 40. He's just a straight shooter. He's like, yeah, you got holes in your eyes. Let's laser them. All right, cool, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One of my exes had LASIK done. Well, one of my ex's brothers had LASIK done, but I mean, I don't think it was like he couldn't see for like a week or something.
Yeah, Aryan had LASIK. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you can see right after. You just have to wear like these funky glasses.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind then.
Yeah.
You know who did also was Anne from our work.
Granite?
And
Yeah.
Corner.
Yeah.
No, Granite.
No, Corner.
Oh, Ann. Yeah.
And Jennifer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both did. And Jennifer loved it.
Yeah, it's a very
Yeah.
minimal procedure. It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
What they do is they just basically like they keep your eye open with like the little things, and they just kind of give some drops to keep it hydrated. And from what I understand, you can't see at all during the procedure. You just see like a green light. You just focus on the green light.
It would
you get a bunch of little micro lasers that shoot a bunch of little micro holes, and then they just bada bing, bada boom. Takes like 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be very similar to how he lasered your eyes to fix those holes.
A little bit more structured, but yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very, very similar in terms of like feel and things
Yeah.
like that. So,
Oh.
but it cost me like I think it's like $5,000.
Well, I mean,
If it's going to save your eyesight.
Yeah,
it's worth
Yeah,
it.
because I
that's
really
worth
like
it.
seeing. There's sometimes I'll be driving around like pretty nice looking at things.
Yeah.
You know.
It's gonna be even better just like not even worry about glasses or anything like that.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I'll have to need glasses like when I'm older, but I'll be old.
Now,
so.
well, what about your stigmatism?
I can never not have astigmatism.
But would you need glasses for that?
I
Well-
can't imagine so. Because if
Okay.
I have because the whole like nearsightedness, it's the fogginess in your
Retinas?
But I could be very, 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 very incorrect here, but I believe it is a fogginess that is inside of your pupil.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of causing you can't really focus. And so
Hmm.
the LASIK just removes that layer of your cornea.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I could be completely wrong. I am not a doctor, nor do I know a lot about eyes.
Well, definitely. I think it's a really smart move to talk to him and just see,
I'm like, hey, I got $5,000 burning a hole in my pocket. Let's laser my eyes.
Yeah, I don't think you need. I wouldn't imagine you need glasses after LASIK.
No. I will later in life, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But after, that's the whole point of LASIK surgery is to not need glasses.
Yeah. See, and the thing is like I'm on the other spectrum of that, and I'm actually too old. And it's not that I'm too old for the surgery, but I have, I struggle with reading like.
Sure. You're farsighted.
Farsighted.
Yeah.
And
so you have trouble seeing up close.
Yeah. I'm nearsighted and farsighted all at the same time.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? Because if I don't wear glasses, I can't see far away.
Yeah.
But when you
you need bifocals.
Yeah. So when you wear glasses, or I wear my contacts, I can't read close up because it's
for far away.
Yeah.
You need bifocals.
So I'm screwed. I'm both. Yeah.
Do you know who invented the bifocal?
Benjamin Franklin.
Do you know who invented the fire department?
Benjamin Franklin.
You know who invented the...
so anyway, what I was saying is talk about being an interrupter.
I'm just saying, you find me a better person that's invented more things than big old Ben F.
Yeah. So what I was just wanted to finish my story is that I actually, because I wear contacts.
Public library is what I was going to say.
And I have one contact for seeing distance and one for reading close up.
Yeah.
So one side of my brain says, okay, you're going to see far away. And the other side of my brain is like, okay, read this. And it's actually something that I had to train my brain. I had to, not everybody can do that.
Sure. You have a special brain.
Oh boy, is it special.
Yes. But I think it'd be cool. So I'm going to talk to him when I get back. And if he's like, it'll totally help, then I'll be like, sure, sign me up. But if he's like, no, I don't think it'll help, I still actually might do it.
You know what? I would just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, not just because of it, but you've been wearing glasses for a long time.
Since I was 12.
And it would, you know what? And even if it doesn't help it, at least you don't have to worry about glasses
or contacts.
And contacts.
Like
Yeah. Because you do travel a lot.
Yeah, no, it definitely sucks. Like when I'm camping and stuff, I have dirty fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hate poking myself in the eye with my dirty hands.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to consider.
Yeah. Plus, now you won't have to wake up and worry about, I need to see. Where's my contacts?
Yeah.
It's just
I just put my glasses on.
See, but we were different kind of contacts because you were dailies. So
I wear monthlies.
You wear monthlies, so you have you're reusing it. Mine are just dailies. I just pop mine out and throw them away and start with a fresh pair in the morning. And I really like those.
Really?
So,
okay.
Yeah, because they're thinner.
Okay.
They're super, super thin, and they're not meant to last more than 24 hours. So there's.
See, I would struggle with that because, like I said, because I travel so much, I wouldn't be able to carry
so many.
7 days of
days.
contacts with me to Africa or to backpacking or things like that.
Yeah.
So
that's
something
legit.
to consider. I know Aryan's got LASIK. He had LASIK. God, when we were 18, he's never had any problems.
Yeah.
So Austin got LASIK too.
Yeah. No, I definitely think even if it's not, if there's, if he's just do it. That's
I'm going to talk to him. I want to make sure that it's not. I want to make sure that there's no risk to the holes in my retina because there's. There's more than I thought there was. When I went in there, I thought there was only one. He was like, no, there's 3.
Oh shit.
So I already had 3. But if he's like, hey, listen, LASIK's only going to make things worse for you, then I'll be like, no. But if he's like, if there's no negatives or it'll help you in the long run, then I'll do it.
Well, I think you really like him and you trust him as a doctor.
Yeah.
So I think if he's
cool.
if he's if he's all like, yeah, just go ahead and do it, you'll do it. And if he says no, then you'll be like, meh.
Yeah.
It was a cool thought.
He was a cool guy. The office is really cool. So
I don't know, I always find eye doctor offices a lot better than everyone else's.
Well, I think it's because you know kind of what to expect. He's
Yeah.
he's just going to look at your eye. He's not going to be like, okay, pull down your pants and let me, rummage around down there.
Yeah, because
Well,
a lot
that's
of
the fun
times,
part.
a lot of times with medical doctors, you're going because you have a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and with eye doctors, it's more like, hey, just
pop it in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
improve my life
Say
a little
hello.
bit.
I guess our eye doctor at Costco, she's really, really, really good and really well known. Everybody had really good things to say about her.
Yeah.
Well, she's just super fast with it, and
Yeah,
she
she's
kind of
been there for a long time.
Yeah, she isn't
She opened that Costco, I think.
What?
She's been there since the opening
Yeah.
of that Costco.
That's
Well,
insane.
it's because our doctor before that, Dr. Larson,
Yeah.
we were, we went to him for what, 28 years?
Since we were kids.
Yeah.
But so it's something to consider.
Yeah. I was really
I was gonna
bummed
say
when
something. I totally forgot.
Oh.
So anyway, I was going to say, Brandon, we haven't done this in a while, but let's talk about something positive in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to each, and Robert is going to sit there and he's not going to talk.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
Okay, so say something that's positive in your life.
I will be leaving for England tomorrow.
You mean you're already there?
Well, technically, yes, technically I'm already there at the time of this podcast, but as
In
it is
reality.
right now in reality.
Oh, isn't it funny how
Yeah,
that's
I know.
flipped?
You know
How you guys get so upset at me.
Oh, don't you?
Oh,
don't
I will
you?
lump you in
Okay,
there.
Because I was
lump you
just,
in-
I was just
No,
gonna, I was
I
just
will-
gonna jump on your side.
I will lump you in there because
So if we're doing it like that, something positive to happen in our life, but this is technically in 2 weeks. So I will have had breakfast.
Yeah. You see, here's the. Okay.
It's hard to guess what's
we
gonna
need
happen
to
in
yeah
2
we need
weeks.
to establish some rules because
Yeah.
when Brandon talks about like no I'm
I would
holding
love
up
to hear
for
your
you.
debate. I would love to hear your side of the story.
Okay, you know what?
Okay, so Brandon, tell me something positive is going to happen in 2 weeks.
something. Well, in 2
well,
weeks, I will have a few videos out for YouTube.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
How'd those go?
they're going.
See, it's hard. You have to do something that's present.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
every time that I say that it's Saturday,
Yes.
you guys are like,
You,
no,
no,
it's Sunday.
and stop lumping me in.
Too bad. It's just like it's like I get yelled at for a future tense.
Yeah.
And then once it's
Yeah.
I'm in London.
The fact that you don't know how this is like, obviously you were going to get yelled at. The fact that you don't know that I make the rules up as I go is baffling.
Well, I already know that, but
Okay.
I'm also stopping it.
I do that all the time with Natasha. She's like, were you going to tell me? I was like, no, I wasn't going to tell you. She was like, when did you decide this? I don't know, a while ago.
Okay.
Welcome to our world,
Yep.
Natasha.
Yeah.
She was like, how come you didn't tell me? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Figured it's easier.
So I'm guessing I got ringed from Natasha.
Yeah. Well, Natasha. Well, okay. So today is Monday, the 23rd.
Yeah.
So your sex ed talk as me, the 6-year-old, had aired today.
Oh.
Oh, so
And
she already heard that
she
one.
already heard it,
Oh.
and she was not super excited with how you presented sexual facts.
Okay, so let me ask a real quick question, then Brandon, you can respond. Does she know that this is a continuing education and Brandon talks
I
about
told her it
sex
gets
ed?
progressively worse.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I told her that that was the tip of the iceberg of what is to come. And she was like, oh no.
Yeah.
She was like, well, at least I get 2 weeks to prepare.
And she might want to have her family not listen to our podcast for 2 weeks.
We might have to hopefully blur that part
So
out.
when you-
we might have to censor the
Well,
United
the thing-
Kingdom.
I actually hold in a lot of stuff
Yes.
I try to say
Sure.
for the podcast's sake.
Oh, trust me,
You
I
hold
know
this
if
in?
I hold
oh
a lot of
yeah,
stuff
Robert,
in.
if there was not a microphone in front of his mouth, it would have gotten a whole lot worse.
See, it's funny. She was telling me yesterday she does not want to go fishing with you because of the things you're going to do to her bathroom.
Yeah,
She
dude.
was like, if he's going to poop in my toilet and then blame it on me, she was like, I don't want to go fishing.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, you know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I was like, she doesn't want to go fishing with me because I'm gonna blow up her toilet.
Yeah, or you could just not, and then maybe she would want to go fishing.
No, that's not. It's
I,
not in my
I couldn't
schedule.
imagine.
Yeah.
So, what was I going to say? Oh. So, Robert,
Mom.
back to something good that for this week, we're back into present time. We're going to talk about something good that happened to us this
Okay.
week.
Well, I saw Des yesterday. I got ramen.
And
then-
what was with that pile or that cup of fruit?
Oh, dude, I got a super cool cup of fruit.
Yeah,
with
look
tahini
at
in
it.
there.
It looks deadly.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was like,
I saw that shit
he
on
called me. He was like 20 minutes late. He was like, hey, bro, I'm on my way. Sorry, I stopped at the swap meet to get fruit.
Yeah.
What? Des was like, we're going to get ramen right now. He goes, yeah, but the fruit's really good. So he drove out of his way. He drove to that swap meet that's on Winchester. You
Okay.
know, right before you go to Dominigoni.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That swap
yeah.
meet all the way over there. Des does not live anywhere near there. So he drove like 20 minutes out of his way to get fruit to go to ramen with me. And he was like 20 minutes late.
So that fruit is from a swap meet where there's no shade.
Well, he probably has an
And-
umbrella.
Yeah,
like in cooler.
now I personally think that before traveling overseas,
so the girl who's gonna feed me 5 quesadillas gonna give me
and a friendship
dietary advice
edamame
and a friendship edamame from
I'm
her
just
hand?
saying that fruit looks good, and maybe we'll send it home with Brandon.
You and
No,
Brandon should.
no,
You guys
no.
should try it out.
Well, no, I mean, like, well, that's the kind of fruit that they like sell on like the stand,
good,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
fresh fruit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, knowing you and your
Okay, you can't say that because it's already there. Natasha's already worked it into her mind that I have a sensitive tummy.
Well, you
She was
do.
like, you can't even do food eating competitions because every time you eat something, you complain your
See,
tummy
now
hurts.
I'm you're gonna roll your eyes at me, but I will guarantee you
I
that
do not have a gluten allergy.
You have food allergies.
I do not have a food allergy.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Okay.
What food allergy would I possibly have?
I don't know because you've never been tested, but you need to be tested for food allergies.
What would I be attested to? Spam or salt or?
You know what? You can laugh all you
gluten.
want, but because you have your eczema,
Okay.
which is a form of a food allergy. Because
it's
when you
not.
were a
It's a skin
baby,
allergy.
It's an allergy.
it's an allergy. And when you were a baby, I
Yeah.
took you to specialists because you've had that since you were born.
Yeah.
That it is certain foods and certain stresses brings it out more.
Well, I agree with the stress part.
Well, if you took him, wouldn't you know what he's allergic to?
Well, at that point, he was only on formula. Or
Mm.
actually, he was still nursing.
So he's allergic to milk.
It very well could be. I'm just saying it's something that would be worth his while to look into. At least, and if it's not, then, just put it to rest.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Your body reacts differently to different food.
Yeah. What are you doing over there?
Googling list of common
Food allergies?
All right, here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Foreheads. It says people with eczema. Wait, it says shit. People with eczema often have other allergic conditions, including shit. including food allergy, but food allergy does not cause eczema. Eczema affects the skin, causing redness, itching, and sometimes infection.
Okay, so you still have a sensitive tummy.
Yeah, but I'm not saying the two are linked. I mean, you already burped me with bad eyes, and you gave me eczema.
Yeah.
I reckon an allergy is probably
And an
part of the
extra
course.
vertebrae.
And an extra vertebrae.
Yeah.
You really just went above and beyond.
Oh, yeah, no.
Brandon's
you look a
pretty normal.
superhuman. No, not.
What do you mean you're not
You're
normal?
superhuman.
What medical conditions do you have?
You have really bad sinuses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, no, I'm just
Okay,
saying.
don't compare the three.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I have all the stuff. Brandon's nose gets stuffy sometimes.
Well, no, dude, it's not. I mean, like,
You sleep with the window open. Don't even.
He
fucking
almost had to have
pretend.
sinus surgery when he was a child. Like
Suck
when
it,
he was
bitch.
when he was like a little baby. Dr.
Yeah.
Robinson was actually like, because you had so many sinus infections and like when you were like a
Suck it.
year old,
Yeah.
that he's like, if this continues, we're gonna have to look into surgery for him.
yeah, and I was given bad baby formula.
Yeah.
What do you mean you were giving bad baby formula?
No, because what it was is because unfortunately with Brandon, I couldn't breastfeed as long because I had medical.
You sure the kid was fat?
I had medical conditions myself.
Wow.
That prevented me from nursing you as long as I had wanted to.
Yeah.
So I was already feeling like mother guilt because it's a real thing for not being able to breastfeed you. So I was feeding you formula. So I fed you a bottle and then I noticed the bottle had like a weird look to it, which panicked me. So I took the formula, you and the bottle to the emergency room. And I'm like, I just fed this to my child. And if there's something wrong, I need to do something about it. And they're like, well, we don't think there's anything wrong, but we're just going to force feed some charcoal down him to...
So was there anything wrong?
I don't think so, but it was always on the side of caution.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really fun holding you down while they pumped charcoal into you.
Suck it, bitch.
I don't understand why that would be a thing.
Wow. The pump. Well, charcoal's like I think like
I understand.
a
I
natural.
understand what charcoal
Oh,
is.
okay.
So
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
okay.
Suck your extra vertebrae.
Don't get mad at me because I'm an X-Men.
So you still haven't said anything good that's happened to you.
I had ramen. I had ramen. I'm going to leave for England tomorrow. I gave Aryan his birthday presents. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah. So
About a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the same shirt as yesterday?
That was a
No,
good
different
shirt.
Okay.
I got a lot of compliments on that shirt.
Yeah, it's a nice
It's a
shirt.
$14 shirt from Target.
Yeah, well, it's a nice shirt.
I like a lot of my clothes.
Well,
from
yeah,
Target.
because he wore his bright shirt yesterday. So after the podcast, I had some stuff to return to the rack. So I told him, I said, well, come look at some shirts. And he did buy a tan T-shirt.
I don't think I want that blue shirt now that I was thinking about it.
Okay.
So I would probably return that. Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with the blue shirt?
Well, I'm already bringing a blue shirt. I don't want 2 blue shirts. That's too much blue.
You're going to be there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but Natasha has a laundry machine.
And you can't not laundry your button downs. We've already discussed that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I'll bring it.
We'll try it on and see if you like it. Just okay. Well, anyway, he bought a off-white T-shirt and a blue, like a light blue button down.
Do you know that in England a shirt is like a button up, and then like a T-shirt is like a shirt is a T-shirt there. So I guess I've been confusing Natasha, and I told her I'm bringing a bunch of shirts. She thinks they're all button-ups. Yeah.
So yesterday,
that's what I said. England's a weird place.
So yesterday on, because this is what a kind person I am, after Robert refused my friendship edamame, I found a show on Hulu, and it was about home cooks from Britain, and it had Mary Berry on there, and she's really cool. And I'm like, Robert, you need to start watching this ASAP so you can get an idea of what you're going to be eating over there, and you have to know who Mary Berry is because she's like an icon over there.
Is she?
Yes,
How
she's
do you know that,
extremely famous because I watch a lot of British baking shows.
Yeah, check it.
I'm asking Natasha.
Cross-reference that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know who? What is her name?
Mary Berry.
Mary Berry is? Question mark.
I like how everybody always doubts me.
Well, I mean,
it's not that we doubt you. We fact check you.
Yeah, you can see
I'd
it from
like,
a TV show.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing. I'd be like, hey, good morning. You'd be like, fact check. Is it actually good morning?
Well, also too. I mean, like this is because you would come in at like 2 in the afternoon and be like, hey, good morning. So I think honestly, I think sometimes where there's a little bit of conflict is because we don't know when it's a gag or when it's like.
Oh yeah, I can
real.
bullshit my way through anything.
And I think that's where some conflict arises from us sometimes.
Yeah.
Is I think we think it's a joke, but you're being serious.
Yeah.
And Brandon and I I don't want to speak for Brandon, but myself, especially me, I have a hard time deciphering if it's is this serious mom or is this jokey mom?
Well, this is serious mom. Mary Berry is a thing.
Okay. Well, now I know.
Yeah.
So what's your good thing?
Let's see. Doc Martens reached out to me.
Yeah.
I got my shoes, and we have some other things working, and I'm really excited about that.
Well, this will be in 2 weeks. So, is this thing going to be? Is it going to take 2 weeks for you to do this, or are you able to talk about it now because this is what's going to air in 2
I'll
weeks?
wait until it's actually out.
Okay.
I mean, because I still have some questions and stuff.
Okay.
So, but I'm just really super excited because I've been a huge Doc Marten advocate, and it's just really cool being able to like collaborate with them. Yeah. And the thing is about Doc Martens, they're really cool shoes. I love them. Don't get me wrong, but there's such an age stigma behind Doc Martens.
Is there?
Oh my gosh, it's huge.
I would have thought Doc Martens is like an old person thing.
Yeah. No, because
weren't they huge in the 80s?
Yes, but that's just the whole thing. They were huge in the 80s with the punk rock scene.
Yeah.
So Doc Martens has this idea of like a youthful, rebellious kind of vibe.
Yeah. Youths.
Yeah, and it's still that same way today. Mm-hmm. It's, most people think like Doc Martens, they think of like a young fashion. Yeah. So when I popped on the scene and I'm like, hey, when I'm 50 something and I'm wearing Doc Martens, it was all like, whoa, what?
Get out of town.
And I get a lot of messages from women over 50 who are like, oh my God, you know what? I loved Doc Martens in the 80s, but I thought I was too old to wear them. Yeah. So
does that really happen?
Oh yeah, all the time.
What do you think is the percentage of women or just maybe just people in general that feel like they have to dress a certain way because of like their age?
Oh, it's huge.
Because like I guess this happened recently because at the Levi's store I bought a pair of short pants and I felt they were a little too tight on me just because I don't want to look like top heavy. Yeah. Not so much that like I didn't think I could pull off the look. It's just that I didn't think I'm a little bit heavier now than I was when I was 18. And so
go ahead.
But when I was 18, I wore skinny jeans. But now I'm a little bit of a thicker dude.
Yeah.
So mine was not so much of an age thing. It was more of a fashion choice.
See, if you remember correctly, you did come out and you asked me if it looked like you were trying to wear skinny jeans.
Yeah, because I don't like the. I want something form fitting, but I don't want anything that's too tight.
Insanely tight.
Yeah. It's impractical.
Yeah. And then he found out he was wearing the wrong size.
I was like, I need a 33. They said, you say 32? I said, I don't know. And then it wasn't until I walked out that they had actually given me a 32 and not a 33.
Oh, so you went back and got the right ones.
Got the pair.
But it's, go ahead, sorry.
No, that's it. They fit.
So, but it is huge.
They're really low rise though, so my butt crack shows a lot.
Does it?
Yeah, dude. Apparently, I got a really high facing crack, or maybe I should wear the pants a little higher.
Probably wear them a little bit higher.
Yeah, I get to buy a belt.
Yeah.
Do they not fit?
No, they fit.
Just need a belt.
Yeah, just sometimes I bend down and give away the goods for free.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
stop wearing crop tops.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah. So anyway, to answer your question, it's huge, and it's not only women over 50. It's pretty much. I get comments from young moms who are like, they don't feel like they are dressed. You know, if they want to dress and be individual, they don't feel like they're. People will be like, "Well, you're a mom now. Why are you dressing like that?" You know, and it's over 50. It's.
Yeah.
I was telling Robert earlier. I see creators constantly being ripped apart for what they're wearing.
So but I guess the answer is why. Like, if you have a kid, why would you need to dress a certain way, or why would you feel obligated?
It's just
Like they're like, you're a mom now, you need to behave like a mom, or
Well, it's kind of like fitting into the category of whatever it is that you are in life. Like, in a sense, like, I'll even see like dads now wearing tight pants, and I won't even wear tight pants.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because it's funny that you brought that up.
Your pants are form fitting. They're not tight.
No, like they fit.
Your pants
well.
fit your
but they're
style
not,
well.
They're not like insanely skinny tight
Yeah.
like how they used to be.
Remember when we were 8th grade, we'd have to like cut our pants up and then sew them tighter?
Yep.
Drew Allen did that.
Yeah, dude. So ours were fucking tight as fuck.
Ours were tight, yeah.
But I mean, that's just the way it was. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I guess fashion back then. But like now, I won't even, if it's too tight, I stay away from them. Like, I don't know why.
You just like how you age, your choice in clothing changes too.
Exactly.
It's not good or bad, but
No.
but I think the discrepancy is like, if you hit a certain age or a milestone in life, that you have to, I guess
That's what I'm saying.
form-
You have
yeah.
to be whatever
Yeah.
that is. But it's like, it's almost like you kind of put yourself in that place instead of just like, no, I like to wear this. Why don't I wear this anymore? You're like, oh, well, I kind of have to form fit into whatever I am now.
So then what would a stereotypical mom wear then? Or a stereotypical dad wear?
Shorts and
I guess
New
he would look,
Balances.
I guess the person who I would think of, like a stereotypical quote unquote dad would look like is Johnny.
what does he wear?
Just, he shorts and just either Vans or like flip flops, and then like a really, I don't want to say baggy, but like a larger shirt.
See, because
it doesn't seem. I think his fashion choice is comfortable.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, I mean, the majority of my platform is women.
Yeah.
But I have posed that question, like, do men get the same stereotype? And they do. I mean, it's like men in their 50s wearing like Vans and a band T-shirt.
Yeah.
Get told that, what are you trying to be, like 20?
Yeah.
So it's across the board. And I focus on women over 50 because that's what I am. But I've had people reach out to me and be like, yeah, I'm in my 20s and I like to wear bows in my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And people will be like, you're too old to wear that. It's just across the board. No matter what you do, you're doing it wrong. So you might as well just wear whatever it is you want.
Let me find a picture of Johnny.
Yeah, I feel like that's just kind of how people get stuck in a.
But that's always how he's dressed.
That's always how he's dressed.
So like, I guess he's always been a dress. He's always wanted to be a dad too. So
Yeah.
he's always fit that dad bod. Natasha messaged me back real quick. She said,
I love the way you say question mark.
"That's not what I was asking."
What did you ask me?
Oh my god.
Oh, very. I know who she is. I don't watch British Bake Off, but I know who she is.
Okay, so she's
She's
apparently this Mary Berry chick is quite
a thing.
Well, she's old, so she's been around for a while. So it's more of a cultural relevance, kind of like our Betty White.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
How she was in Lake Placid.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that was a good one. The first one was good.
Who I miss is that. Remember not the main character, but you remember that really rich eccentric guy, he was kind of like the comedic relief.
Yeah, the dude that flew in with the chopper.
Yeah,
Didn't he have black hair?
Yeah, black hair. I wish that actor was in more things.
He was really good. I
really
thought he
cool.
was.
He kind of blew up in the 90s. Oh, what's his name?
So, Bran, I said, what good things have you had happen this week?
Honestly, knowing how to write YouTube videos
You're
better.
getting really good at it.
Yeah, because I was listening to what Robert said. Because I mean, for some reason, because like I'm doing the video this week. Well, I guess this is going out in 2 weeks.
Oliver Platt was his name. Yeah.
This
so this video. So this podcast is being aired Wednesday
next week.
The 1st.
Okay, so in a couple weeks. So the video that's a couple weeks old now. I don't know, it's more about like different types of like hauntings.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna pretty much just do definition based information on this, but then once Robert was telling me to, you know, to still do it as a story.
Yeah.
And like the way he helped me write the hook yesterday, it was just like, it made more sense on how to do it. So
you're getting, I mean, every time you're doing it, every time we meet, you're getting better and better.
Yeah.
So like, even in terms of like me helping you, it's getting easier and easier because it's just, you know, it's repetition. You know,
100%.
you're kind of, you're kind of learning what to expect. You're kind of learning how a video like format should be. You're kind of learning where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. And, you know, you are improving every single week, and I can see it in your writing.
Yeah. And I mean, like the one thing that's kind of like the hardest is actually writing it for some reason. I mean,
it's difficult.
Yeah, dude, trying to like come up with like your own little storyline of it, it's a lot more difficult than I thought. But no, it's just getting easier, and Robert kind of like unlocked a little bit of more, I guess, secrets to it.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's just helping.
Well, it's just like posting anything on social media. When you create, you know, content on YouTube, you are opening yourself open for criticism.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, getting past that kind of barrier is going to help you in the long runs because you'll feel a lot more comfortable or confident in your writing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say because your writing's not, you know, your videos aren't bad. I just feel like I was saying, the more description, like assume that whatever you make this video about knows nothing about the topic.
Exactly.
So your whole video process is about education, and you want to be as
educational.
You want to be as educational. You want to be as detailed as possible.
Yeah.
And that helps you in the long term, you know, because it just gives you more content to make.
So it's just getting easier.
Cool. Have you found? Is there like any part where you thought it would be harder and it was actually a lot easier, or easier and it's a lot harder? Is it just the writing that's the most difficult?
I think it's just the writing. I mean, the researching is fun as shit to like figure out.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I do scare myself sometimes just because like the shit I'm reading.
Things you're reading.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is
So aren't
fucking
you glad
nuts.
you have Pam now?
Yeah, and I'm also very thankful for Pam.
Yeah.
She's just a fucking. I mean, I know I call her a bitch a lot, but she's just a really like loving
that's
cat.
just your love language.
Yeah, I mean, she's just a loving cat, and like.
I think
I'm really
Pam would
thankful.
keep you safe from spookies.
I don't. She'll run.
Well, aren't cats in Egypt? They were known to ward off spirits.
Yeah, and that's why like sometimes I catch her like looking around my apartment, and then I look around. I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Liberty used to do that. She would walk in and then stare at like up at the corner of one of the rooms, and I would be like, I don't know who's here, but hello.
Yeah.
But no, you're all doing really, really well.
Oh, thank you.
know?
Yeah.
And I think honestly too, your determination is the biggest thing. Consistency is the biggest thing, and to do it week after week. You know, it's always hard starting anything because you suck at it, but you know, sucking is the first step of, you know, improvement.
Yeah. And it was just more like, you know, I don't know. For some reason, I never thought of myself as like a content creator until, I don't know, yesterday or today.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? This is what I got to do.
Yeah.
Like, so it kind of makes it easier. And I see it more of like a job as much as it is as like having fun with it.
Yeah.
And I think like putting it in the category of a job will help me out a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
and also too, like, you know, that book that we read, you have to think of yourself as a content creator,
no,
and that's really
100%.
cool.
Yeah, and I just never thought about it. I thought it was just like me just making videos.
Yeah.
But now I've actually put myself in that category,
Yeah.
and it's just a little bit easy.
We've done it enough to kind of be like, okay, I got a feel for it. Like,
Yeah.
Let's dive more into it.
Yeah, so I just gotta get
and
better.
you're doing really, really well.
Yeah.
No,
And I was
think-
going to go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
I was going to say also too, sometimes, you know, being a content creator, it's a little scary because you are putting yourself out there, and you put
100%.
yourself out there for criticism.
Yeah.
And like Bevo, you know, like we were still talking about him. I mean, he paints his fingernails, and I think that's really cool. That's his form of self-expression, and he gets shit for it. And you have to realize, I mean, you're gonna put your videos out there, and guarantee you sooner or later somebody's gonna be like, no, dude, you're wrong.
Yeah, no, I don't really give a shit
I mean,
about
I
what
make-
people are gonna
yeah.
say. I mean,
I make
people.
videos and they're mean.
Yeah, dude. I mean, people are gonna say whatever the fuck they want to say,
Yeah.
but like 9 out of 10 times, or even 10 out of 10 times, nobody would ever say that to your face. It's all over the computer.
99%
that's
of the time.
blessing and the curse with the internet.
That's what I'm
the blessing
saying.
and the curse with social media is, you know, you are putting yourself out there for criticism, and people feel entitled to give you their opinion even though you didn't ask for it.
100%.
And because there's that level of anonymity, that they feel obligated or they feel entitled to voice their opinion.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why, like, you know, even with our other job, you know, it was just like people would say the fucking some really fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And that's just
Over
like
the phone.
Yeah, over the phone, emailing.
Or emailed.
So it's just like I mean, these people are really nobody I know that are saying the shit. So at the same time, it doesn't really matter.
Well, there's times you guys would be like, oh, be careful of this guy. He's going to be like really, really rude. And I show up and they're perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because you're face to face with them.
Yeah, because you know, it's just that there's this. I follow this TikTok, and it's called what's it called? I found it a couple of days ago. It's called.
So while you're looking for that, Robert, I have a little thing that I always say in my mind, Brandon, that helps a lot. But it's 100%. Unless it comes out of yours or Robert's mouth, I don't care about anybody's opinion.
Yeah, no.
So because it's I get criticism all the time, and I'm like, Brandon likes my outfit. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's not even a big deal. Like, I know people are gonna say shit. That's just what it is. I mean, but at the same time, it's just like I really don't care if they will.
Yeah.
Because I mean, again, this isn't. I mean, even if it's not for them, it's for somebody else that enjoys it.
And
so
I
it's
got to
like,
tell you,
really
in all
don't care.
transparency, I say all the time I don't give a shit. But sometimes the comments can get a little
They
hurtful.
do hurt, yeah.
Well, yeah.
And a lot of people think
in
that you're
all
like,
honesty.
yeah, you have like these you're like, oh, well, that these opinions don't matter, like these comments don't hurt, but they do. You just get, it's just like, I think a lot like sobriety. They just, they don't hurt as much as the more the older you get,
Yeah. But it's interesting because I found because I have, Instagram and then TikTok and YouTube. Those are my 3 big platforms.
Yeah.
And each one of them is different in how I need to respond.
Yeah.
For example, like on Instagram, Instagram's been pretty cool. I don't see hardly any rude comments.
Yeah.
TikTok, if I get a rude comment, then I usually will just do like a rebuttal if I want to. If not, I delete it. But YouTube, I snapped back on somebody on YouTube, and a follower was actually like, because I have people, they'll hold up for me and stuff. And then I snapped back pretty hard. And one of my followers was like, whoa, relax. So to me, it's like, you almost can't win even when you try to respond.
Yeah.
And I'm all like, you know what? It's like,
well, Joe Rogan, he mentioned that he doesn't ever go in the comment section of any of his social media. He is like, it doesn't do me any good looking at these comments.
Yeah.
And so he just leaves them alone. And not only does it, kind of, I don't want to say shield him, but not only does it, he avoids criticism, he doesn't actively go looking for it. And it, this way too, he doesn't ever have to feel the need to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just kind of keeps that all at that level of like, well, people are going to not disagree, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
People say, hate him or love him. Joe Rogan makes a really good point in terms of like, when you become that level of fame, you don't need to look at your comment section.
Yeah. Well, I was mentioning that to you yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, I try really hard to engage, but like on TikTok, because they'll put like, if I'm friends with them on TikTok, they put their comments at the top, and I like to respond to them. I mean, I like to respond to as many kind comments as I can, but sometimes it just gets overwhelming, and it just gets like to the point where it's, I'll be like, great, thank you, and they'll be like, why'd you say that? Something.
They respond that?
Huh?
They say that?
Oh no, it will be like nice comment, shitty comment.
Then you
nice.
look at the comment, you're like, it's normal. People are just weird.
Yeah.
That's the one thing is you can't ever like anticipate human emotion.
Oh, I'm gonna go turn that off.
Okay. But yeah, as I was saying, there's this TikTok that I found, and it's called Best Fights. It's just people fighting, and it's crazy. To like, some of them are like, like a bully messing on a kid, and some other kid just comes over and like clocks and things like that. But it's crazy to see what people will fight over.
It's the littlest things.
Yeah, and like that's the craziest thing too, is I feel like more people should take some sort of martial arts or some sort of combat sport to realize how not worth fighting is.
Dude, it sucks to get hit in the face.
Well, not only that, but it really, like getting punched in the face is a real eye opener.
Yeah.
And then you're like, is me getting upset, or is me, throwing hands worth it? Because like like you could very easily, like in a street fight, you could very easily either break your hand, you could hurt your head.
You could fall and kill yourself.
You could fall, like you could hurt the other guy so much that like you get like assault or attempted murder, and it's not worth that parking spot, or it's not worth that he took your seat, or he said this or that. And it's funny too, because the guys, I feel like, and I don't want to, this is me overgeneralizing, but I feel like a lot of the people who know how to fight know that fighting is not the answer. They're like, I'll much rather just talk it out, or if you just want to say shit, they're like, cool. It's very interesting to see the people who know how to fight versus the people who don't know how to fight. Because it's always ones who don't know how to fight. They feel like they have something to prove, and they want to throw hands like as immediately.
Is it always guys, or is it girls too?
On this TikTok, it's mostly, I feel like girls, and this is me overgeneralizing, but I feel like it takes a little bit more for girls to want to throw hands. I feel like they're a little bit more
reserved in a sense.
Not so much reserved, but they have a little more self-control. And this is again me overgeneralizing, but the TikTok is the Twitter page is mostly males fighting. There are girl fights, but it's mostly because the girl has said something that like way beyond. Or there was this one TikTok or one Twitter video where this white girl stole this black chick's wig, and so she throws her. Dude, you could tell this girl fought because she throws him in like a full rear naked choke, and she leg locks her. She puts her hooks in with her legs. So she had some sort of Brazilian jiu-jitsu training. Locked her in, and then the video ends. But it's just stupid shit like that, and it really does take a lot of like it's crazy like the amount of people that would willingly get into a fight not knowing the outcome. And
do you think that they push the limit thinking that the other person's not going to do anything?
I think a lot of it is overconfidence, right? So they're like, if I just come out super cocky or really hyper aggressive, they'll back down. And that could be the case. I think it's just people feeling like they have something to prove, or there's a crowd and things like that. So I don't know.
I know Papa always used to say, and this is something that I live by. He's like, don't you ever start a fight, but don't walk away from one either. And I always kind of just put it as like, if somebody's going to say shit, I don't really fucking care.
Yeah,
you know
they
what?
don't affect me.
If I have to like protect myself, then I would protect myself.
I guess there's a difference between like somebody like being upset and be like, hey dude, like, let's talk about it. Also too, like if you're calm, it makes the other person like super irate. It's a diversion tactic. But I mean, if somebody's like, trying to cause me or my close ones harm, obviously I'll step in. But if it's like some guy just being rude, you're like, okay, cool, God bless. Also too, like it's like it's so funny because there's like the unwritten rules. You never want to start anything with a guy who's got cauliflower ears, because that's the motherfucker that kills. Yeah.
He's gonna fucking just put you out real quick.
Yeah, that's the rugby player or the wrestler or the MMA fighter. It's the guy with the cauliflower ears. He has big old fucked up ears. That's the dude you want to stay away from. Everybody else you can fuck up, but as soon as you see somebody with cauliflower ears, that actually happened. There was a UFC fighter that actually ended up knocking some guy out at a bar because he had said some shit, and I think he slapped one of his friends or something, and then he like right crossed him and just put him out.
Damn. Did you hear about Mike Tyson hitting that guy on the plane?
Some guy I guess was coming up to Mike Tyson and was just like, he just wouldn't leave him alone. And Mike Tyson is he's
a very nice person.
He's very sensitive too. He thinks a lot of people are making fun of him because of the way he speaks. So when I've heard this from multiple people, but like when you talk to Mike Tyson, you never want to laugh unless he's laughing first, because if he says something and you think it's funny and you laugh, then he'll think you're making fun of him instead of what he's saying.
Yeah, didn't he do that with Joe Rogan once?
Yeah, he did it with Joe Rogan a couple of times. Yeah, he had Joe Rogan Joe Rogan had him on the podcast, and Joe Rogan, he kind of like laughs a lot to like diffuse tension, or he'll laugh just to like because he thinks that's where it needs to be. And Mike Tyson's like, stop laughing, I'm not laughing. And that's just Mike Tyson's he's a very sensitive person. He's a very I think he's a well-spoken.
I think
person.
he's cool.
100%.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. But yeah, some guy on the airplane was just he wouldn't plug him.
Because what it was is in the beginning they were in the airport. And he went up to Mike Tyson and asked for pictures and autographs and kept talking to him. And Mike Tyson was and from the all witnesses accounts was very cordial.
Yeah, he's one of the most famous people in the world.
Yeah,
he's not unknown to the fame that he's brought.
Yeah. And the guy was like, and Mike was really cool with him. But what happened is the guy wouldn't leave Mike Tyson alone and was just badgering him. And finally, and I guess he was sitting behind him on the plane and just wouldn't leave him alone.
He was like standing up and like trying to talk to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's like, dude, come on.
Like, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Mike was like, just leave me alone. And the guy wouldn't leave him alone. So finally Mike Tyson just snapped and got up, turned around and just fucking popped him.
Good.
He was like, I mean, he wasn't like, obviously he's in an airplane, so he can't really like throw hands, but the guy was not expecting to get punched by Mike Tyson.
No.
And Mike Tyson, I would argue, is pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world.
Still.
I wouldn't say still. There's a lot of really good fighters right now. Like Canelo Alvarez, I would say right now is pound for pound.
Now, would you say like it's for famous fighters like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, kind of?
Well, that's such a great debate.
Okay, so it's really hard.
I mean, I know that they're different, but I mean, Muhammad Ali is very iconic.
Muhammad Ali is very iconic. But Mike Tyson is a stone cold killer.
Yeah. But do you think that he is equally as iconic?
Yeah, absolutely.
In his own way, in his own right.
In terms of fame, they go hand in hand. Okay. I don't know a person in life who doesn't know who Muhammad Ali is or who Mike Tyson is. Mike Tyson is this is really hard. This is because they're different fighters from different eras, right? Different weight classes, different style of fighting. Mike Tyson likes to fight on the inside. Muhammad Ali likes to fight on the outside. So it's different. You can't.
I thought they were both heavyweights.
I don't know. There's I don't know.
But I mean, the thing is like I know Mike Tyson respects Muhammad Ali greatly.
Right.
They were both friends. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well, that's cool.
I don't know. I think they both
Well,
are
they've
the
been asked
greatest
that
for their
question
own
before.
thing.
They've
Yeah.
been asked that question. There was a couple of interviews. While Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson were together, and they were like, "Who's the best fighter?" And Mike's been like, "It's Muhammad Ali." And
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali's like, "No, it's Mike Tyson."
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think I think they have their own ways of being great.
He wasn't the heavyweight.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. You can't debate it.
I mean, I wouldn't want to get hit by either.
I would much rather get hit by Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson will rock you with that.
That's a good point.
He rocks you in and then he hits you with that left jab, right, left cross. It's
Yeah.
nutty. Yeah, so it's different. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
also too, like you just people who get in a fight, you never, it only takes you a punch in the face once to realize you don't ever really want to do it again.
That's a good point.
So
Yeah, and I mean, I know I'm a big talker, but I mean, the only way I would ever fight is if I was, again, trying to protect myself or my family.
Well, it's not worth it. I mean, Johnny said some shit to some guy and he got
Yeah.
punched in the face and he got sent to the ICU.
Yeah.
He got knocked out and his head hit the back of the ground and he had internal bleeding of the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it worth that comment? Probably not. I don't know. I wasn't there, but so
Yeah, I mean, and then as being a woman, I mean, and this isn't like really like just fighting stupidly, but the other day when I was leaving the thrift store, there was,
there was that weird, crazy, like homeless dude.
Yeah, who like totally was trying to like make direct eye contact with me, and I knew he was going to be up to no good.
Yeah.
And so I had to just be like, be super hyper vigilant.
Yeah.
And so I walked to my car, and the fucker like walked up on me.
Yeah.
So I had to turn around and just basically be like, fucking go. And as soon as I looked back at him, he just kind of diverted and walked away.
Yeah.
But I mean, and it's just, to me, it's like, what the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I just want to walk to my car.
Yeah.
I'm 57 fucking years old. I don't want to have to fight my way to my car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's, and I know that that's completely different.
No, I wouldn't say it's different. I would say it's equivalent.
Yeah.
It makes sense in this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I mean, to me, it's just like, you know what? I got so much fucking unresolved hatred
Yeah.
that I just like, let me just tap into my childhood for a
See, like I've
moment.
never been in I've sparred in boxing. I've sparred in Brazilian jiu-jitsu and things like that, but I've never been in an actual street fight.
Yeah.
I would never want to, but I'd be curious. I'd be curious to see how, because I watch these Twitter clips and ain't nobody know how to fight, man. It is the craziest thing in the world. People like duck, they turn their head down and they just start swinging like this, and so like I'd be like, I'd be really scared of the outcome. I guess because if somebody who doesn't know how to fight versus somebody who does, it would be, I also too, I heard somewhere from this guy, he used to be my other coach, his name was Big Red, that you have to, if you know how to fight, you have to disclose that you do before the fight, or else you could get a higher charge. So like, let's say you knew how to fight and you didn't tell the guy or something like that, you could get charged for like a higher tier because you willingly like did something. This could have been complete bullshit, but it's easy. That's another way to de-escalate the fight too. You're like, hey, listen, dude, just want to let you know, like,
I've had some training.
I know how to fuck.
Yeah.
And so like usually people are like, oh fuck, this guy actually knows how to fight. Like,
personally,
but how
I
many
can't.
times would that stop somebody?
I know a couple of people that stopped. He was like, hey, dude, just letting you know, like, I fight professionally, or I fight, I'm an amateur, kickboxer and things like that. And people are like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to get punched in the face.
Oh, that's good.
But there's that point of escalation where they're like, well, we have to fight. And so it's easier to de-escalate it before you get to that point.
Okay.
Like
that's a good point.
de-escalation, I think, is the biggest.
I just
takeaway.
fucking remove myself from the situation.
Just
be like,
also too, don't ever put yourself in that situation. But if you find yourself in, being challenged by the aggressor, you have
You
to.
kind of
Yeah.
have to at that point.
yeah, because like if I'm in let's just say like I'm in a thrift store or something, and somebody fucking starts like shouting,
Yeah.
I'm all like, peace.
Yeah.
And it's happened before. I mean, there's been like a couple of like shouting matches and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, it ain't me.
I feel bad for the employees that have to take it. I mean, that's happened because I used to work at that grocery store, and people would just come in and yell for shit that's not our fault.
Yeah.
And it's weird because you can't say anything. You gotta have to take it.
Oh,
and
no.
I think a lot of people. What's that?
At Goodwill, they're all like, bring it on.
Good. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of companies I know that would punish their employees for like starting a fight with their customers.
But I mean, if it's like the customer's fault, I mean, like, well, when I was a server, and I'm pretty sure I
Mhm.
told this story on this podcast before, someone told me to go fire myself, and then I snapped back at them
Yeah.
because I'm
Mhm.
like, dude, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to take your shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have to, of course, I have to serve you food and
Yeah.
be, and show kindness. But if you're going to be a dick to me,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't,
common courtesy.
yeah, I did not care at that moment.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, dude, fuck
But it
this.
sucks. Well, it sucks that people have to get put in that position where they're like, well, am I going to defend myself or am I going to keep my job? You
See,
know,
that didn't even roll through my head. It was just
Yeah.
me snapping back at him. I was like, you know what, dude, fuck
but I'm
this.
sure there's a lot of people that would argue
Yeah,
that they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck, dude, I really want to like tell this guy off, but I need a paycheck.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
The-
Just
we
take it.
are also like when I worked at the grocery store, you couldn't, if people were to shoplift, you couldn't chase them.
I thought they still have that now.
Yeah, they have that now. That even back then, they started it like a while
Remember
ago.
that one time you did chase?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so much fun. We
Chase the guy.
Yeah, we chased these two kids. Me and Matt, we got in his car and we chased after these kids. And then this other time, me and my buddy Joe was older.
Yeah.
And he worked in the produce. And
Yeah.
these guys stole a bunch of alcohol and they ran out with the bucket, the hand basket.
Yeah, yeah.
And one of the bottles fell, so Joe picked it up and threw it at him. It was fucking rad. I was like, fuck yeah.
Did it hit him?
No, I think it hit its car.
Oh.
They jumped in the back of a pickup and drove off. So
Okay.
Joe, I think, tagged the car. It was cool.
Yeah.
Damn.
But looking at it from the company standpoint, they would rather lose a basket of alcohol
Yeah,
than
catch
to
a charge.
than to like have an employee get hurt
Yeah.
or
100%. Yeah.
or something like
It
that.
costs them $0.
Yeah.
For them to, and that's what kind of sucks too. Is like people just steal shit all the time, and they're like, well, it kind of it's weird. That grocery store and the bank ended up getting robbed too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know what, Brandon? I mean, talking about like, being able to hold up for yourself even at work. But when we worked in the office, I mean, there was never a time where we ever felt like we had to hold our tongue. I mean,
No, we
because
did
we
it
were
every
in.
single
But
day.
you guys had the luxury of like,
I was going to say
fuck around
we
and
were
find
very
out. You guys-
fortunate
yeah,
in
you
that,
guys
where
had
it's like,
that.
oh fuck it, you're going to fire us. We'll just
Mhm.
go work somewhere else.
Yeah.
you guys had that luxury of like, well, there's nothing that you can do. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is good. I think I wish more people had that, that backing.
Well, yeah, I mean, even without even like our social media, we just had multiple places that we can work.
Oh,
for.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, also too, nobody could handle the workload. So you were invaluable.
Yeah.
You could do and say what you wanted. I'm just saying that I wish more people had that luxury.
Yeah. And also too, your direct supervisor was all like, yeah, go get him, Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. We didn't.
I remember a couple of times I would be talking to the corporate office
Mm-hmm.
about something and I'd be like, yeah, and then I said this, and they'd be like, you did not. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I fucking did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that shit.
Yeah. Every time corporate came down into our office, everybody was always like,
Yeah.
I don't know, proper, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Well, they were on their best behavior.
Yeah, and then like when our manager came over to us, we're just like, "Hey, fucking Rigo!"
Yeah.
Like, just
Well, he owns
cursing.
the company.
Yeah.
Yeah. and just like cursing the entire time
Yeah.
next to him. But like
Yeah.
everyone else would like be like,
Well,
"Oh."
we've never been the type to change who we are for anybody.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So I had a really impactful dream,
Okay.
and I wanted to tell you about it, and then have you. And I already have my interpretation, but I want to hear yours.
Okay. I'm not good at it, but okay.
Okay. So what it was is I was in a situation. The major takeaways from this is I was in a situation where I came across some old friends,
Mhm.
and I found myself like trying to justify myself.
Sure.
I
like
found-
explain yourself.
Like trying to tell them how successful I was.
Okay.
Like, oh, I have this and I have this, and that is so against my normal way I am. And they were like, oh, cool. Yeah, whatever. And then the more kind of like nonchalant they were, the more I was trying to like prove myself to them.
Oh, so you're like, oh yeah, I'm this. And they're like, cool. You're like, oh, but I'm also like, you were trying
Yeah.
to, like, okay.
Yeah. Which is
You
really,
were looking for their praise.
I was looking
like,
for their
Validation?
validation.
Yeah.
And so we were in a room, which I know that I've been in this room before.
Mm-hmm.
So I had parked really far away. And the car that I drove up in turned into a really cool old classic like Chevy truck, kind of
Okay.
like something like Papa used to have.
Okay.
So as I was walking to my car,
Mm-hmm.
they were coming with me, and I was up in, the housing tract across from Barron's, like where Adrian lives.
Yeah.
Okay. I was there,
Like
but
Chardonnay Hills or
like over the
more
older
left?
track.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
like-
if you go down Pava, Like that area?
No, it's on
Rancho
Rancho
Cal.
California Road, the track before Chardonnay Hills.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I was looking, and then the housing track across the street from Rancho California Road, there was like a huge thunderstorm,
Okay.
like to the point where you could see the lightning hitting the ground and hitting the houses.
Sure.
All right. So everybody's freaking out. One of the houses caught on fire. So I figured out at that point I forgot my phone. So I was going back to the original spot.
Where we were going to meet up?
Huh?
Where we were going to like meet up or?
Well, the friends were going to go and check out the housing track.
Oh,
They were
okay.
going towards the storm.
Okay.
All right. I forgot my phone. So I go to jump in the truck, and it's wrapped in plastic
Okay.
because it had been raining.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So I go to remove the plastic, but the truck wouldn't start. So I jump on a motorcycle. And then I take this really old motorcycle back to the house. I find the phone, but when I get back to the house, it looked like a tornado had hit it. You know, everything was broken. I couldn't get the motorcycle to start, you know, and then Lunchbox popped up.
Yeah.
No.
And he's driving around on a motorcycle. And he was going to take me back to, I found my phone, and he was going to take me back to the truck to where I was going to try to start it again. And that's when I woke up.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
What do you think it is?
my takeaway is, for one thing, I feel like, because I've been struggling a little bit on my creativity for my social media.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going the wrong path. I feel like I'm pushing it, and it's like I'm putting out posts that I think people are going to want to see,
Okay.
instead of being more true to my authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like I've been a little overwhelmed, and like the lightning strikes, the house looking like it had been hit by a tornado is just like a little bit of an out of control feeling
Okay.
in myself. So that was just telling me, that was my subconscious telling me I need to, one, just kind of ground myself a little bit, get more in my own skin for my creativity, and have a little bit more structure so I don't feel so out of control.
Okay. See, when you were saying it, it felt more like, you know, your old friends and your things like that, they are going towards the storm.
Mm-hmm.
And so that like going towards the storm could represent like, I don't know, maybe like your, cause I know you didn't enjoy working for the corporate life.
Mm-hmm.
So the storm could have been like corporate life, or maybe more of like how society maybe wants you to, you know, adhere to, and everyone's kind of going towards it. Whereas you forgot your phone, which is your social media, and you were like, oh, well, I'm going to go away from the storm to find it. So like maybe your phone or your social media was your way out from like being stuck in the storm or being stuck in the rut. And maybe like going back home where your house was destroyed means like you can only go forward kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think about is like if you're struggling and stuff, or if you're feeling like you're not yourself. I mean, the car should have started.
It just felt like, you know, because like I said,
I mean, yeah, no, it kind of feels like if you're trying to do it for more of the people than yourself, then that can also be a reason. I mean, try just to stick to being yourself.
yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I mean, it's like I said, I mean, I have been struggling just a tiny
Like
bit.
in terms of coming up with creative like ideas, or just
Yeah, it was kind of like I've been in a funk, and it's just like even the thought of even like making a TikTok or an Instagram reel, I'm like, I don't even know what to do, you
Yeah.
know?
Maybe because, I mean, you're kind of burning yourself out a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to just like do something that is more towards you in a sense,
Yeah.
instead of just like, oh, what about all these people? I'm going to get all these likes.
Yeah.
Just kind of like
Well, I
one of those
think
things.
too, though, like because you know you no longer work in the corporate life, you haven't really had a need to like leave the house. I think
Mhm.
maybe getting some fresh air a
Yeah.
little more regularly would help you out. I know that when you drop me off at the airport tomorrow, you're going to go to the thrift stores up
Yeah,
in
I found
Santa
a couple.
Ana and-
I found
and
a couple
Fullerton
of
area, and I think doing something outside of your safety net, I think, is going to spark more creative ideas. Because like
Yeah.
when you get comfortable, you get lazy.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, being at home all day, you get really comfortable, and I think it allows you to cut corners because you're not, you know, you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, that's a good
So I
point.
think the more you kind of put yourself out there, and the more you kind of like say yes to life kind of thing,
Mhm.
I think the more creativity ideas is going to hit you.
Yeah, because yesterday I forced myself to take as much of a day off as I absolutely could.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. And while I enjoyed it, as I was like forcing myself to take that pause, I was like starting to get excited to create again.
Yeah.
You know, and I took it. And so what I did when I woke up, it's like I totally was just like, okay, thank you for the message. Because I think listening to your dreams is extremely important.
I had a dream, me and Post Malone were fighting zombies. Did I tell you about that?
No, that's pretty
I had a
rad,
dream,
though.
me and Post Malone we were in a plane. We met on a plane, and then we went to Tennessee, and then zombies attacked. We were in a house party, and so him and I were fighting zombies.
That's cool.
It's pretty fucking dope.
You know what? If I had to have a zombie fighting partner, I think I would really want
Post Malone's cool. He seems like a cool cat.
So what I did again this morning is I really just kind of took like a hard stop and a hard look. And I've noticed that what I do is once I sit in that chair in the front room, my energy level just plummets.
See, that happens to me with my couch. Is I try to stay out of the one seat I always sit in, because at that point I just become the couch itself.
Yeah, well, I think having like a dedicated work area is important, but I think you and Mom are, because you're both so similar, I think you both need some sort of outside stimulant or outside.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You guys just kind of get out of your comfort zone to create a little bit more.
That's why I go ride on my motorcycle, or I've been thinking about like just taking a quick walk around like little kind of hills next to me.
Yeah, or maybe ride you back down to the duck pond.
Yeah, or I could just walk.
Or walk to the duck
Yeah,
pond.
there's just a lot of stuff. I mean, I've been kind of like on that same path of like I need to start getting out more.
Yeah, and I think the more life experience you guys get outside the house is going to fund more creative ideas, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard, especially too, like being in, it's really hard to like want to work when your work is also your house.
Yeah.
So like having that dedicated work area is really, really important, and I think, maybe I've never liked the idea of going to a place to like work.
Yeah.
I tried doing that like when I used to like write stand-up comedy, or I did it a lot for school when I studied. I would always go to Starbucks to study, and that helped me a lot too, because I knew when I was at Starbucks that that's when it was time to work and come up with ideas and stuff. But I think if you guys kind of like did more activities and then dedicated time for creating, I think you would pull from your other activities.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So what I did is that chair, that's my comfort chair, but I'm only going to sit in that chair when I'm done.
Yeah. You've been working here at the tabletop a lot.
I was going to work more here. And like when I put stuff into my Poshmark, I'm going to stand like my little standing area there. But I'm going to get out, like you said, Robert, I'm going to get out more.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to create while I'm out, because I was looking at it as like my followers. It's like, oh, look, another post of her standing in the exact same spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, your creativity mirrors your life experience, right? And if you don't get outside your house and experience life, you're not going to have a lot of, creative ideas to come up with.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to be like, oh yeah, this idea reminds me, came from me when I was doing this and that and X, Y, and Z. Like I know, like a lot of times when I'm in a funk, I'll go for a hike. And then while I'm hiking, I come up with some really good ideas. So it, having that kind of distraction to kind of like keep you away from what you're focused on kind of really, really helps.
Yeah. I mean, just for example, like for today, after we're done with this, I'm going to run down to the car wash because I want to get my car washed on the inside and out. It's my treat to myself.
Okay.
And I was going to take my laptop and I was just going to sit there and write on my blog.
Yeah.
I think that's solid.
Just something like that, at least get that started.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is because last week I had so much pressures under my campaigns that I was doing that I hyper focused on that maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it becomes more of like you focus less on the creativity or you making something versus like, oh, I have to do this. Like instead of it becoming what you want to do, it's like what you have to do.
Yeah, because I really like my social media. I love creating, and I love my little community that I have. And I just feel like, I kind of came to that point yesterday where it's like, you know what, if I can't give you what I want, it's like I just need to take a break and then go from there.
That's why that's why I don't make YouTubes. I don't give myself a schedule. I make it when I find something I want to make.
Wow.
And I find that the things that I make are well received because I spend that little extra time, finding what people want instead of like what I think people need.
Yeah. See, I do feel a lot of pressure right now with my YouTubes because I do put them out a lot. Yeah. But they're, I'm building a nice little community on there.
Sure.
So, and I don't want to just be like, that was a good run when I've gotten so close to.
Well, I'm not saying stop.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're burning the candle at both ends and you're just struggling coming up with YouTube ideas, then I think it'd be better to, you know, wait and make ones where, you know, inspiration kind of hits you versus like, well, today we're going to talk about that. And I don't want you to feel like YouTube is becoming a chore.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, for example, like what I did is I went to the Nordstrom's rack and I filmed me shopping there. That was well received. And then I did the try on haul, which was very well received.
Yeah.
You know, just stuff like that. I mean, for example, like my outfit that I'm wearing today is I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone.
Totally. Yeah.
And I was going to do a YouTube. I mean, everything like from my platform, Mary Jane's to my pants to my top is very in fashion right now.
Yeah. Well, also too, your YouTube is, you know, it's more of a vlog, right?
Yeah, it is a vlog.
It's your life, right?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, your YouTube is gonna be well received when you live your life, you know, and you mirror, your YouTube mirrors how you live your
it's
day
kind
to
of like,
day.
here's how I feel today.
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
Of thing.
Yeah.
And it resonates really well because a lot of times what I'm feeling is a lot of times what they're feeling.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because you're not the only person that, you know, most likely feels that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So yeah. But yeah, no, it was definitely, I felt like just I needed to get more of a grip. And I say this all the time, and it just irritates me when I say something and I don't follow through. But I have to start going live more often on my TikTok.
Okay.
You know, because I feel like I'm losing touch with my community, and that's the best way to do it.
Sure.
And so, like you said, Robert, and I always appreciate your input and you too, Brandon, but you're like, instead of forcing out TikToks, maybe go live. Yeah. And so I'm going to, you know, do one TikTok, one live as much as possible.
Yeah, I think
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and again, what I'm going to, and for anybody out there listening, it's if you do have a dream, write it down. Yeah. You know, and then just think about it. Think about what it symbolizes and how you felt when you were in your dream.
Oh, you mean like a dream, not like a
goal.
Yeah, you know, like a dream.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when people are like telling me about their dreams, it's like I try to be like, well, how did that make you feel? I mean, how did you feel when you were on the bus or something like that? And I definitely in my dream I was really frustrated, and I was like a little ashamed of myself for trying to be so looking for validation. Yeah. And then frustrated at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you know it, acknowledge it, and now you can just move on from it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So. No, I consider that as a learning lesson for sure. Yeah. So, that was my dream.
Yeah, I like it.
And then because I had woken up before, and then I had just fallen asleep, and then I had that dream, and I'm like, oh, I'm exhausted.
I know, you wake up tired.
Yeah, it's like I was even more tired because I had this emotional journey in like 2 seconds.
It's weird how dreams kind of like snap on.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Mm-hmm. Are we good?
Yeah, I think we are. Well, I'm going to miss you guys.
Oh, I'll miss you too.
Yeah. And you know what? And the whole thing is with Robert is like, I only check in if you want. I mean, please don't feel like you need to
I'll check in with Brandon, make sure he's walking you regularly.
Yeah.
And Brandon, I know that I'm going to not be super needy.
We'll see.
Yep. Good luck.
I was thinking about it last night, and I'm like, I'll only call him if I'm super scared.
Yep. So you ready?
All right. It's going to be like every day.
Yep. Take a bunch of trips.
You know, and that's just the whole thing is I come across as like a little needy, but I'm perfectly not needy. Okay. You don't think I can't? You go for months.
But you say you're not needy, and I would argue the opposite.
Okay, I will tell you.
Try to give me friendship edamame beans.
Okay, it's going to be a little bit harder on this trip because
Libs isn't here.
Because Liberty's not here. Yeah. I mean, then that's just the
truth.
That's just the truth on that one.
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah.
So Brandon, you got furry shoes to fill.
Woo.
Yeah. So about 4:30, come on over and we'll go for a walk.
No.
All right, you guys, if you have any, I'd love to hear your comments, and you can reach out to me on all platforms as Gray Hair and Tattoos.
I am Don't I Disco on all platforms, YouTube and Twitch.
And Robert is Robert Pike on Instagram, and Sherbert on YouTube and TikTok. That's it. All right, guys, Brandon and I will be back on the next episode, so we will be roasting Robert. We'll talk to you then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.